welcome back to the Dodgers port for this division battle with a friend of mine, with him playing a Phoenix and me playing a Svetlana. We're going to jump straight into the battle today with very little waffle, but before we do that, one small piece of waffle. Thank you very, very much to the 250 plus people who watched the last video. Very unexpected and very, very welcome. Thank you very much for that. I hope you enjoy this video as much. Now, enough said, let's get on to the battle and I'll see you there. So, here we are on the big race map, with myself in a tier 4 Russian cruiser, the Svetlana, and Matt, who's in my division, is in a tier 4 American cruiser, the Phoenix.
Battle starts.
So the first thing we decide we need to do is to come up with a plan. It's always a good idea if you're in division with somebody and you're on voice chat with them. And our plan on this map's pretty obvious. We stay close to our own cap circle and shoot the lemmings as they come up through the middle. Now this will give us two advantages. One, it will mean that we can blunt some of their faster and more sinkable ships first, their destroyers. We're both in cruisers, so we want to see destroyers coming towards us. And also some of our lemmings will head through the middle and they can act as spotters for us. And as long as we stick together and focus on the targets that we want to go for at the same time mostly, but sometimes we might decide to split them up. But there's a lot of decision making going on, and it makes a huge difference to the playstyle if you're in a battle with 11 random people who are all very much doing their own thing. So we head to the zone that we want to get to, roughly here, somewhere middle to back end of our own cap circle. And we start to see destroyers on the horizon, and we both decide that this is the destroyer we want. I wish my gunnery crews would have decided that this was the destroyer that they wanted, because my first two salvos were absolute garbage.
Enemy destroyer detected.
So, first two salvos from both of us, nil point. However, Matt managed to get a hit on him there, and I've got my range in now. And that's going to really hurt. So now he's down to half health, and one of the ships up ahead has finished him off with a torpedo. We're in the lead. Woohoo! So lots of circling going on. You'll notice that we're both kind of circling around each other, so we've always got somebody with all guns up front ready to go. And also it makes spotting torpedoes easier. Speaking of torpedoes, slam the brakes on, turn hard over. I know I keep saying this, but don't just turn hard over. You've got to slam the brakes on if a torpedo's like that. Otherwise, you definitely will run into that one. Okay, so at this stage, I'm firing at a ship that Matt can't see, but that's fine. He's giving me too good a target not to cause grief to. I'm firing on one cruiser, Matt's firing on another. But we're keeping an update with each other on the chat, on the voice chat, just so we know what we're doing. I can't explain, unless you've never played one of these battles, how much easier it is to have somebody in your ear talking to you, letting you know what they can see that maybe you can't, making decisions on who you should be firing at, warning you of incoming torpedoes or shells. The game is a completely different game. Now don't get me wrong, if you end up in a division with a random person, especially if you're on voice chat, if you've done that, you can end up with some pretty horrendous battles that you probably don't want to repeat. I'd suggest stick to friends and clanmates. Life's a lot easier. So Matt now calls for help with this guy. He doesn't need help, but he's quite right in saying this guy's getting a bit close now and he's got torpedoes. Let's finish him off. So we both switch to him, and we make very short work of him. There you go. Thank you very much. Good night.
Cruiser sunk.
And now we can both go back to the cruiser that I was firing at before I took my fire off him. I get a bit of a pummeling. Now throughout most of this battle, hold that thought. Right, hard over. And this time we do not slam the brakes on. And that's because we needed to outrun that torpedo. And now we're both back on this poor chap who doesn't have a chance. There you go. And Matt gets another kill. I'm going to say that a lot in this battle. like I said in an earlier video, I don't care who gets killed. If I do 95% of the damage to a ship and you sink it, fine, good for you. I don't mind. That's absolutely 100%. If you can sink a ship ever, sink it. Now here we have a destroyer heading our way with camo. Purely cosmetic, of course. There's nothing anymore. And we both immediately agreed he's the one we need to get now. We do not want him launching torpedoes. Now notice I've kind of been playing a flanking or masking role here. I'm always, if you look at the minimap, I don't know why Matt's gone quite that far north. I'm usually in front of him or nearer the enemy. And the logic on that is, my nickname is the Artful Dodger, and it is the Artful Dodger for a reason, as you've already seen. I'm pretty reasonable at avoiding torpedoes, so I'd rather I was up front dodging the torpedoes than Matt, because he has about 10,000 battles less than me in the game. Doesn't look like it. There we go. So now we're both launching everything we've got this guy. Worth noting at this point, we are still losing. Okay? We've done all this hard work and we're still losing. Now, if I was in this battle with just me and a random person who wasn't in Discord with me, then I might be a little bit concerned. But we're chatting, we know what we're doing, the plan's not gone out of the window, everybody who's tried to come near our cap, we've sunk. There's another guy, but we're still a ship behind. I think the naval term is destroy in detail, where you take a group, one small piece of an enemy army or navy at a time, and that's what we've done here. We've really hardly left our own cap circle, and some people might go, oh, you know, camping people. Well, yes, frankly, and that is absolutely the right thing to do. There's a difference between sitting back and doing nothing in a battle and sitting and defending and being really effective. So we've got 3 ships left. But where are they? Now we know one of them's in our cap zone, and we know that because our cap zone is trying to be capped. You see it's turned sideways. They can't cap it because we're in it. But we were guessing, at this stage, we figured that the enemy cruiser was probably between the 2 islands. So I was heading this way to try and flush him out. We were wrong. So the enemy cruiser is actually coming in from a distance. And what I didn't realise until this second is that means the battleship is the one in our zone. And that's a problem, so we both immediately launch all of our torpedoes at the battleship, and then we go back to firing at the cruiser. Once you've launched your torpedoes, you don't need to watch them. Get on with your firing. There you go. That's what happens when 2 people immediately switch target to a battleship and launch all their torps at him. And finally, we're level. But we're not level. This battle is 100% ours. There is no way this guy is going to take down 2 people who are on pretty good health.
The ship is on fire.
When we're just focused firing him down. So I decide it's a good time to pop hydroacoustics. Why do I do that, and why do I do it now? Well, the only way it can really hurt us is with torpedoes. I'm again up front shielding Matt, so I'll see the torps first, or rather I'll be involved with the torps first. And with the hydroacoustics on, we're both going to see them a mile away. Ooh, that was me sailing way too side on. And here are the torpedoes, but because of the hydroacoustics, not a problem. And Matt absolutely bananas him. Well done, Matt. So that is our 6th kill as a division. If you want to see a division where we kill all 12 people, I'll leave a link to that in the comments below. That was a heck of a battle. Matt's got 4, I've got 2, so it'd be nice if he could get the Kraken. But I'm not going to give it him. If he wants it, he's going to have to sink the last battleship before I do, because that's the way we sail. So we've got 1 battleship left. Now we know roughly where he is. He's down by the island, because we saw him not long ago. And I keep a pretty careful note of what I see during battles, so I know he's down there. Question is, which side is he going to come round, and what's he going to do? Well, he's going to die is what he's going to do, but it's just a question of how is he going to do that. Okay, he's in a very strange attitude there, just sat in the middle. Matt sticking with armor piercing. It's not a bad move. Armor piercing at this range, what you'll do is you'll get the shells plunging onto the upper deck, which can penetrate the much thinner armor into the citadel. I, however, decide we'll go with fire, because that's what the Svetlanar's better at. And there we go. Just to prove a point. So we've got one battleship, we know he's burning, he's not on great health. We could play Ring of Roses with the around the island with him, but we're not going to do that. So what we decide to do is split up, and we'll go Matt one side, me the other. Whichever way he goes, he's just going to be eating torpedoes. This is not a strategy designed to win a battle that you could otherwise lose. This battle is 100% won and has been for a while, but it's a strategy to get a quicker win. And the quicker you get this win, the quicker we can move on to the next battle, and hopefully another win. So just keeping an eye out, kind of hoping to see him just stick his nose round this corner so I can launch a shed load of torpedoes into him. And I know Matt's got his torpedoes loaded, hoping he's going to see him at his side of the island. Where are your bets? Where's your money? Place your money now. Other side. Well, that's frustrating. Okay, so he's got about half health, but Matt's got all his torps loaded, and there they go. Boom, boom, boom. Coordinated attack, and a Kraken for Matt. Well done, mate. Liking this new victory screen, by the way. So there we go. A fairly easy win in the end, and a win that I think you'll agree was never really in any doubt, even though we were behind on ships for most of it. That's what you get in a division. You get the feeling of security. As long as one of you doesn't sink, you're gold. In a three-man division, even more so, because it gets interesting when they also have people playing in divisions as well. If it's not something you've tried before, give it a go. Invite your friends or your clanmates. You can use the in-game voice chat. We tend to use Discord, but that's just a personal preference. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it shows that working as a team, even more so as an individual, you can really defend your own cap and then push forwards. It's a very underutilized tactic in this game. Everyone likes to dash forwards. Give it a go. Another video coming later in the week, but until then, I wish you a very good week. Bye bye.